Today is a big day, the day we've all been waiting for. The Bitcoin spot ETFs have finally been approved. It's no longer waiting. We're no longer speculating on whether or not these are coming out. They are here and they are going to be trading. And we get to see what happens. How much money flows in? What do the passive flows look like? What's the effect on the price? We get to see how it all plays out. But none of this was an easy ride in the last couple of days. It was not an easy announcement. It was a ruined announcement, a hack going on, all of these things happening. It was pretty insane that the SEC managed to get in so much drama around this thing, knowing that it was such a big deal, and they still didn't take the precautions that they should have. So to start this whole thing off, we have a timeline here. Someone tweeted out the whole timeline here. Basically, this is what happened. See, this was the tweet that came from the SEC's government Twitter account saying, today the SEC grants approval for the Bitcoin ETFs for listing on all registered national securities exchanges. And, talking about this, giving a picture here of Gary Gensler in a quote. And this was a fake tweet, and it made the price of Bitcoin spike up, and then, announced it was a fake tweet, the price dumped down. But somehow the SEC, a government body, their Twitter account got hacked, knowing that they had big news coming up, that this announcement should have been out the next day and not, hacked and released like they were. And if we go through the timeline here, then Gary Gensler tweeted saying their account has been compromised and it hasn't approved the listing. That's when the price dumped. Then they got their account back, deleted the tweet, and said that, their account was compromised, got this and got it back. And it was all pretty quick here. You can see the timeline. Not, too much time between getting hacked, announcing they were hacked, getting their account back, which is a lot of people saying fishy, right? Because you don't usually get your account back that quickly after getting hacked. It usually takes some time, but I think it could be a little different because this is a government account, so Twitter themselves probably went in, kicked out everyone who was involved in it, and just got it back to the SEC because it's a government account, so they just probably went in and took care of it. It's a little different than a personal account, right? So I think that's probably the difference there. So probably not that fishy. And Twitter came out themselves saying, they can confirm that the SEC account was compromised and have been completed a preliminary investigation. Based on our investigation, the compromise was not due to any breach of X's systems, but rather due to an unidentified individual obtaining control over a phone number associated with the SEC account. And the crazy part here, them saying we can also confirm that the account did not have two-factor authentication enabled at the time it was compromised. That is absolutely insane. How you don't have two-factor authentication on a government account is insane. That doesn't make any sense at all. You don't have any security on it. You just say, no, we'll see what happens here. And they saw what happened. Someone got in, someone tweeted this news, and probably made some money doing this. So, it's just funny to see. This is the SEC supposed to be a government body that's protecting investors, and they can't even protect their Twitter account. So how are they going to protect you? They can't even protect a Twitter account. Just think about that. That is insane. But we also have positive news, right? So that's all the drama that went on. And now it's official that the Bitcoin spot ETFs have all been approved. There's 11 of them, I believe. They've all been approved and came out here. Obviously, there's big names in here. There's a lot of stuff going on. And they're all going to begin trading. And I just can't wait to see what the flows look like. Because that's what everyone's going to be talking about for the next couple of days. And see how it affects the price, right? What happens? Does it go up or go down? We will see. Is it sell the news event or is it not priced in, right? So we got these right here. And the funny thing about all these ETFs is that they're all competing with each other because there cannot be 11 ETFs, right? There's probably going to be 2 to 4 ETFs that win this, get the market share, the liquidity, and then pull in the fees. They're going to be the winners. The rest of them are not going to be around for very long, right? So they all went into battle here with their fees and cut their fees, slashed them. Some people gave the first year is free, the first $5 billion is free, this and that, and they've all lowered their fees to like 0.2% or 20 bips, what people would say. And it's just a race to the bottom, which is good for consumers. But ideally, if you're an individual person, you really don't need to buy this ETF unless it's in your 401k or something, and like you can't get that money into regular Bitcoin and self custody and stuff. Then I understand you go through the ETF route, but that fee is going to eat so much profits away over a long period of time. If you measure that out, you would be disgusted with how much money the fee is taking from you. But even this news, with being it real news, the SEC actually came on and said it was real. They still had problems. They still had their website go down. People wanted to look at they put out some like 22-page thing on it. People wanted to see what it was all about, and they couldn't because their website went down. So they can't catch a break at all, having problems everywhere, which is just kind of funny, right? This government entity that's supposed to be competent, it's supposed to be top of the line, just can't get itself together on the biggest time of its existence, right? There's more people interested in the SEC, what's going on with them, what they have to say right now than probably ever before, and they have fumbled the whole thing. But there were some people that went in, got screenshots and posted them. And one of the funniest parts of this is that you can see, this is a part here of the SEC putting out this stuff saying, though we're merit neutral, I note that the underlying asset in the metals ETPs have consumer and industrial uses. Well, in contrast, Bitcoin is primarily a speculative, volatile asset that's also used for illicit activity, including ransomware, money laundering, sanction evasion, and terrorist financing. Like the dollar doesn't do any of those. The dollar couldn't do any of those. The criminals definitely don't prefer the dollar over Bitcoin, right? So even though they're approving this, in their notes, in their letter they put out, they're going after Bitcoin saying like, we don't like this thing. It's trash. It's all illicit. It's only speculation. Metals have real world purpose. Bitcoin can't have any purpose, even though they're approving these ETFs still. And the funny part here is saying, well, we approve the listing and trading of certain spot Bitcoin ETP shares today. We did not approve or endorse Bitcoin. And investors should remain cautious about the myriad risk associated with Bitcoin and products whose value is tied to crypto. So they are seething. They are insanely upset that they're putting these ETFs out. And if you don't know, basically the only reason they're putting these ETFs out is because they got forced to. In the Grayscale case, Grayscale's trying to get their thing turned into a spot ETF, and they went to court and they had this battle. And basically Grayscale said, they approved futures ETFs, which are more complex than a simple spot ETF. Why? Why did they do that? And why are they holding back a spot ETF? And the court said, yeah, that makes a ton of sense. Why are you doing this? Doesn't make any sense. And the SEC kind of had their hand forced to put these spot Bitcoin ETFs out there. They don't want to do it. And clearly, from what they're saying, they don't have anyone in the world to launch these ETFs or have any idea that they support Bitcoin. They're trying to make that as clear as possible. But it's over. The hype is coming to an end, right? The ETFs are here. Now we just get to see what happens. How much money flows in? Does it become a passive flow? Who are the winners going to be of this ETF race? There's only probably going to be a max 4 of them. And how is it going to affect the price of Bitcoin? Probably over a longer period of time, positively, right? But we will get to watch it all unfold. That's going to do it for this video. As always, don't forget to smash the button and subscribe. And I'll see you guys in my next video.